Today on Android365, we're going to show you how to catch a cab.
This episode is brought to you by the Roku over-the-top television device.
Hey everybody, welcome to Android365, the show where we look at an Android app a day to keep your Android in play. My name is Jeffrey Powers, and today we've got a great Android app for you for your Android device. Now, of course, you can always contact me through the Twitter, and of course, you can also contact me through my email. We've got the email and the Twitter. We do have a survey over at Geekazine, over at www.geekazine.com/survey. Let me know what you think of this show, what you like about this show, what you don't like about this show, and go from there. You know, we're in April, and we've got a lot of Android applications for you to download for your Android device. And, of course, this show is dedicated all to Android. Forget that iOS version. You got Android. You're all good. You're hanging with the robot. That's all you do. You be hanging. If the robot was right here, you'd be hanging with the robot. And you hang with me in Android365. So let's get into your Android app for today, for Sunday Fun Day. You know, sometimes we just have to catch cabs. You know, in some places, you know, you don't have a car, or maybe you're just in a city where, you know, cab is a lot easier than figuring out where to drive and where to park and so on and so forth. That's why you need an application like Cab4Me, Cab the number 4Me. It is a great application to find the cabs in your area, especially if you're not in your area. Let's say you drive down to Chicago or you fly to New York or something like that, and you need to catch a cab. Well, those are probably easier. But let's say you're in Las Vegas. Let's say you're outside of the cab zone in Las Vegas. Let's say you're outside of the cab zone in Austin or in another city like that. Then you can find the cab companies that are out there. You can then call them and you can locate them and find out where cabs are. The cool interactive map can figure out your location, show you where you are on the map, and show you if there's any cabs nearby. Then it will let you know the numbers so you can then call the cabs so you can actually get a cab arranged from where you are to where you are going. It's a great program. It's absolutely free, and the name of the application is called Cab4Me. If you do have an iOS device like an iPad or something like that, who would want one of those? I don't know. Anyway, if you do have one of them, then there is one available for that too. But anyway, the name of the app is called Cab4Me. It's a great little application on getting a cab for you. Stop dreaming, start streaming. Get yourself a Roku for as little as $49.99. It's a great program, and if you were thinking of cutting your cable, this is the best way to do it, because then you can get your Netflix, you can get your Hulu Plus, you can get your Amazon, you can get the Tech Podcast Network where Android365 resides, and you can't go wrong. You will not miss the cable when you do that. Over-the-top television at its best, it's one of the best streaming units out there, if not the best streaming unit out there. At least that's what I think. So, like I said, prices start at $49.99, but of course you can get yourself the $99 model, and you can get yourself Angry Birds, which is pretty cool. That's over at Roku. Stop dreaming, start streaming. Go over to geekazine.com/Roku to find out more. And of course, that will help Android365 keep the Android lights on for you. That's over at geekazine.com/Roku. All right, some good news for some of you Android users from the company called Square. They reorganized, and now they've got the Square unit for Android. Of course, they had it for iOS devices. And of course, if you needed to swipe a credit card, you couldn't use it on your Android. But now they're getting you an Android device. Pretty cool stuff. Can't wait to see that happen. And you know, if you're doing business from your Android device, this is a great addition to have on. Of course, PayPal is going to be the competition to Square. It's a little dongle that you plug into the top of your Android device, and then you can run a credit card. Of course, you got to download the application. It doesn't store credit cards on the Android device. It uses top security. So if anybody has any questions, you can say, you know, I don't see the credit card numbers. It doesn't store onto the phone. It just directly goes out and credits your account and goes from there. That's Square, and now it's available for Android. Thank you very much. So check that out over at the Square. And that is this episode of Android 365 for April 1st, Sunday Fun Day. Have you used the Cab4Me application? Let me know. Twitter me, and of course you can also email me, and of course go over to Geekazine.com to check out Android 365 and all the applications that Android 365 has. I hope you have a great April 1st, and just remember, don't get fooled by anybody with the April Fool's stuff that happens on April 1st. You know, just go to the stuff that you would feel comfortable, you know that it's going to actually be around. So anyway, that's this episode of Android 365. My name is Jeffrey Powers. We will see you in 24 when it will be another Android 365. Geek out.